What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look at the payment schedule for August. So you guys know I do this every month. And every month, people will say the same thing. They'll say, you should know when you're getting your check. So why are you doing the payment schedule? Why are you showing us when we should be getting paid? We should already know that. And so I'm going to show you right before I do this, and I think maybe before we do all the payment schedules, I'm going to show this. And I want to do this just to show that there are some people that are receiving Social Security for the very first time every month. And so let me show you this first, and we'll talk a little bit about it. And then we're going to get into the payment schedule. And so when it comes to Social Security benefits, we're going to take a look at people at age 62, age 66, and age 67. The reason that I'm doing this is I want to show you how many people are eligible every day for Social Security benefits. So when we're looking at 62, you have about 10,250 people become eligible every day for Social Security benefits, okay? And this is the earliest time when you can collect Social Security. And we're just talking right now, we're just talking about people who are collecting Social Security benefits for their retirement. Okay, and we're not talking about SSDI and some of the other areas. Okay, so now looking at 66 and 67, so some people at 66, depending on when you were born, you can start receiving your Social Security benefits. We have 7,600 new people become eligible every day to receive Social Security benefits. When it comes to 67, it's about that same number, 7,600. So we're talking full retirement age here. And so now let's go a step further. So you have estimated new Social Security awards. So in 2024, we had about 6 million new people start receiving Social Security benefits. And the average per month there is about 500,000. Now, moving to 2025, now this is going to be projected, at least some of it, because we haven't completed 2025 yet, but we have about 6.9 million people will be awarded Social Security benefits. So they'll be receiving Social Security benefits for the very first time. 576,450, that's every month, new people receiving Social Security benefit. And so the reason that I just showed you all that is I just want to show you every month you have new people starting to receive Social Security benefits, and it could be in the number of around 500,000, and right now, 2025, the projection is about 570,000. And so it's important to let those people know when they're going to start receiving their Social Security benefits. And then you also have people who haven't received their Social Security benefits yet. And so they're either waiting so they can collect a little bit more, or they're trying to figure out their other retirement plans and all of that to see if they can actually retire. And this will help them because it'll let them see when they get paid. And that's important because one of the big things when I started receiving a pension when I retired is that I was only going to receive that pension once every month. Whereas when I was working, I was receiving a paycheck every 2 weeks. And so you have to make adjustments, and this is very important for you to know when those payment dates are going to happen, because it will allow you to say, okay, if I have another retirement plan set up, this is when I'm going to need to draw money. If I want to have it like the same way when I'm working, it's every 2 weeks, I'm going to have to make some adjustments. So let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar. Okay, so looking at our calendar, on Friday, the 1st here, people receiving Social Security, SSDI, and SSI will see their checks. Now, the reason that SSI, that's normal. On the 1st, that's when the checks go out. However, people receiving Social Security benefits and SSDI, depending on when you started receiving your benefits, if you received it prior to May of 1997, that's why you're receiving it on, usually you would receive it on the 3rd, but the 3rd falls on a Sunday, so that is why they're sending them out on the 1st. Now, with SSI, there will be another check. I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. And so the rest of the people receiving Social Security benefits, it's going to depend on your birth date. So people whose birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th, you're going to see your check on the 13th. People whose birthday fall between the 11th and the 20th, you're going to see your check on the 20th. People whose birthday falls between the 21st and the 31st, you're going to see your check on the 27th. Now, I did say that there would be a second check for people receiving SSI benefits. That will be on the 29th. The reason that is happening is because we have a holiday that's going to fall on the Monday. So that would be the 1st normally, but we're not going to see that payment on the 1st because of the holiday. And so that payment will go on the 29th. So if you're receiving SSI benefits, you're going to see that second check. That will be on the 29th. Now, let me make this clear. When it comes to that second check, That second check is for September. So what that means is people receiving SSI benefits, you're not going to see an additional check in September because that September check is actually being sent out in August. And so hopefully that all makes sense. If you guys have any questions, make sure you post a comment down below. You can also send me an email, david@thetecshow.com. Okay, before we go, let's go and take a look at this question. This is coming from, we'll just say Mo. I don't know how to pronounce the name there, but it says Trump could not get it done. And he's talking about in the big, beautiful bill, the no tax on Social Security. So it says Trump could not get it done this year, but he will have 3 more years to try to pull it off. Okay, so thanks again for the comment. Now, I don't know if they're going to try to move forward with any no tax on Social Security in the future. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you have President Trump right now, after the big, beautiful bill passed, he is saying that he kept his promises and he eliminated taxes on people receiving Social Security benefits. So no tax on Social Security is what he is saying. And so because he's saying that, I can't see them trying to move legislation that is no tax on Social Security. Okay, now just so you guys understand, in the big, beautiful bill, there's a tax deduction, a $6,000 tax deduction. However, this does not eliminate taxes for everyone receiving Social Security benefits. And so this does not keep up with the promise that he put out when he was running for office. And so I don't think that they're going to try to move legislation to eliminate taxes for people receiving Social Security benefits. I think this is all you're going to see. And I think in the future, President Trump is just going to continue saying that he kept his promise to eliminate taxes for people receiving Social Security benefits. And so I don't anticipate seeing any changes when it comes to taxes and people receiving Social Security benefits. Now, one more thing that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Social Security Fairness Act. They're 100% complete now. So as of July 4th, they sent out all the retro checks, and also everyone should be receiving their monthly increases. So they're done. So I've had some people ask me, well, I never received my monthly increase, or I never received my retro payment. And if you haven't received it yet, I would contact the Social Security Administration, but they are indicating right now that they've completed all of the checks going out. Now, one more thing that I'm keeping my eye on is the retro checks. So the retro checks, and the way that it was working before is if you applied to Social Security benefits prior to January of 2024, then you would receive a full year of retro payments. However, you did have some people who did not file for Social Security because they were receiving a pension and they were told by people working at the Social Security Administration that they don't need to apply because they're not going to receive anything in benefits. So it doesn't make sense to apply. And so these people, prior to January of 2024, they could have applied, but they didn't because they were discouraged from applying by the Social Security Administration. And so you have some senators out there right now that are talking about putting forward some legislation that would reform that and allow those people to receive their full retro payment, their full 1 year retro payment. Some people right now, they're receiving 6 months, are not going to receive the full year because some people, because they didn't apply prior to January of 2024, even though they qualified, they applied in January of 2025. And so they were able to give them 6 months. They'll go back 6 months. If you would have qualified 6 months prior, they'll go ahead and give you that 6 months of retro, but you don't get the full year. And so that's something I will be following up on, and we'll take a look at the senators and see if they are going to try to move forward legislation that would fix that problem. So that's all I have for this video. If you guys have any questions, make sure you post it down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.